Morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I think it takes a moment for YouTube to propagate this out and for the other platforms to kind of catch up with the live stream. So I'm going to let this warm up for a moment. Also, kind of giving my webcam, my new webcam, a test run. Normally, I would do from this workstation, I would be using my DSLR camera, which I think is super spectacular. But today I decided to give this a test run, having some issues with one of my USB hubs. So I decided to kind of go live on this and see if plugging it into the other USB hub would be more effective. Who knows? Who knows? Who even knows? Anyway, good morning, good morning. And today I wanted to talk about why merit matters. Why having a conscience matters. Why working for what you want matters. Why putting forth effort matters. It's not just to impress other people. It is not just so that when you are in front of people, what was it Tom Lehrer said? And be careful not to do your good deeds when there's no one watching you. So just keeping merit in mind, values in mind. Why is loyalty important? Why is effort important? Why are having rewards that are more than just tangible? Why is that important? Because when you get up in the morning, the one who has to look you in the face is you. When you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth and you comb your hair and you get there in the mirror, you are going to be looking at yourself. And when you look at yourself every day, you do, whether you like it or not, you make a little judgment call on how you're doing and where your heart is and what you plan to do with your day. And I think that when you have some amount of merit in you, I think that you see value in what you see in the mirror. And I think that not necessarily is it like to drive your ego, because I don't think that that's worthwhile, but I think that it is important that we check ourselves, that we be accountable. And by merit, I'm encompassing a lot of different values into the word merit here with this particular talk. I think that loyalty and honesty and ethics fall into merit. And your value as a person, and I'm not talking about what value other people say, what they say you're worth, or even what God says you're worth. Not talking about that. I'm talking about in your heart. If you don't see value, if you don't see merit in yourself, if you don't see that it's worth it to be good, and I don't think good is a relative term, so to speak. I think God defines what good is. That's my personal take on it. I think that God defines what good is, and I don't think that we do. So I think that good is objectively good. And so even less than the value that we find in ourselves, can we objectively say that we have merit, that we are good? And I think each day we could take a little time, look ourselves in the face and say, did you do something good? Good morning, Janine. I see you there. Good to see you. Always good to have company here on the live stream. And for those that are shy, you can always watch this on the replay and talk as well. What are your thoughts on merit? Why does it matter to you? I find that in the space that I'm in, I do affiliate marketing, I do online marketing, I do video marketing. And in that space, I find that there is a lot of not ethical things that happen. Good morning, Emalicious. I see you there. Okay. Daddy, huh? That's funny. Anyway, I think that if we are looking at ourselves and we say that we have merit, we can look closer at ourselves and we can say, what is it that drives my desire to have merit, right? And I'm not trying to like talk in circles here. What I mean is, let's take something objective and say we have certain people who are less scrupulous in the field that we're in, whatever field that we're in. Emma, we're not doing that here. We don't do that here. How about we do that? There we go. We have to block our first person. So I think that when we look at our merit, we can look and say, are we loyal, right? Do we have friends that we are faithful to? Do we have values that we stick to? When we say that we have merit, do we have ethics? Is there a line of scruples that we won't cross? Like, for instance, there's certain things that I will not actively promote because I feel like it's too close to the shady limit that I've set for myself. I am not interested in promoting such things because it's right there at the edge. And if it's questionable, I kind of look at it like I have a relationship with my wife, and let's say I find something at the store that I really would like to buy, but I know that if I buy it without talking to her, it's going to make her so mad. And if I talk to her, then we can be straight about it, right? And so that is a piece of loyalty that I have to her, that I value my relationship with her, right? I value my relationship and I want to keep that relationship sound with her. And because of that, I want to say this thing to her. I want to bring this up to her. I would like to buy this. I could just buy it. Like, I have the money. I could just buy it. But I know that it's going to make her mad at me. Why would I do that? Right? So if I have that limit with my wife, for instance, I need to have that same kind of limit with my customers, with my colleagues, with people in the same field that I'm in. I need to have that kind of loyalty to other people. If I expect people to trust me and follow me, or, come alongside me in my time of need, then how do I expect to develop that? By having merit built into me. When people see me, that they see merit, okay? And I'm not doing it for their approval. I'm not doing it even for my own self-esteem. I'm doing it because it is objectively the right thing to do. And we live in a society where everything is subjective and everything is relative. And I don't believe that to be true. So Janine says, I think I have good merit, especially working in home health care and pet sitting fields, which I do both. That's good. Yeah, it's called integrity. Yes, it is called integrity. Thank you, Rick. That's right. It's just the right thing to do. It's objectively good. So That's why merit matters. That's why loyalty matters. That's why ethics matter. If you're if you're going into a thing and you're going to promote a thing and you know that there's some question about whether it actually has some good merit other than filling up your pocketbook, other than getting you a huge following, if there's some question about it, like, why would you do it? Why would you promote it? Why would you attach that to your name? Because someone is going to come down the line and say, at some point, and they're going to say, yeah, well, you promoted that thing, knowing ahead of time. And again, I don't want to put the emphasis on the approval of others. And I don't even want to put the emphasis on the approval from yourself or even the approval from God if you're a believer, which I am. The emphasis is something objectively good or shady? I think that there's some import to that. There is some value to putting emphasis on that in your life, just in your life in general, not just in your business, because I do stuff for my business and there just is limits there. And then there's times when, like, a friend will want to borrow some money from me, right? And I have this thing. I just go, I like to keep you as a friend, so I'm not going to loan you this money because I value you as a friend. Now, what you may find out from saying something like that is that they are no longer your friend right after that. And in that case, they weren't your friend. They just weren't. And I know this is going to sound hard. It's going to sound crass. And you should try to do everything you can to try to keep your friends. But at that point, when that person says, well, he won't loan me money, he's not my friend, that person wasn't your friend in the first place. I'm just putting that out there into the world. Sometimes I say things out of my mouth hole that other people would rather I didn't say. Not that they're not true, or not that they think that they're not true, but it's just you would rather not say uncomfortable things sometimes. And I am the guy who very often says uncomfortable things. And Janine says, yes, I'm a believer. Yes, me too. Yes. And I know Rick is too. Rick wears the badge. Rick's got the T-shirt and the baseball cap and the tie-dye shirt and the tie-dye jacket. He wears this Calvary Chapel uniform. Yeah, I think that ethics are important. I think that merit is important, and merit has built into it a work ethic, meaning you will work hard for what you desire, for what you want. If you think that something is worth it, it is worth working for. So work, right? And that's part of why I want to get on here. I'm working toward, I'm not every day yet, but I'm working toward getting where I'm on here every day doing one of these talks. And that's where I really want to be. Like, I want to be on here and be accountable and talking with you guys, not talking to you guys, not just delivering a message, because I don't think that I'm all that good a messenger sometimes. But we can have a conversation, right? That's where I find value, is in having the conversation. So what is your take? What is an example of merit that you think is important to dig into? Something that maybe is lacking in commonplace, but something that you feel that you're working on. Maybe something that you're not perfect at, but what is something that is merit-based for you in your life that you think that is important, that you're working on? And while we're here, and what you guys may see me doing in my spare time, I say that again, tongue-in-cheek. I always say this, that is tongue-in-cheek, that I don't think that you work in your spare time, but I do have a a website where I share with people how to experience some amount of freedom at home and in their finances and stuff. That is SpareTimeIsMine. I have a website, YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. We're live right now on 4 or 5 different platforms. I think 5 platforms right now. And if you're wanting to do something in your spare time that is worthwhile to build a home business that's heart-based, that is heart-centered, it is principle-based, speaking of merit, and you want to work with people who are ethical, then that may be exactly where you want to be. So check that out. And then also every morning around 10ish or so, Monday through Saturday, we do a Bible reading on readingtheoneyearbibletogethers.com. And there is a podcast, and we're live on Zoom every day. We're probably going to be using Restream as a platform on that coming up soon, but that's one of the things that we do each day. We've done it for the last 3 years, and it's pretty great to get into a deep dive every day into the Bible. There we go. Rick says, let your yes be yes and your no, no. That's cool. That's a great way to answer that question. That's something that we can work on and not be wishy-washy about a thing, right? And Janine says, absolutely love our community. That is correct. So that's one thing that I really dig about this. That's why with this business that I have, I really feel like I can put my heart into it. And I really feel like I can wrap my mind around it. I said that before. But I think it's super important that if you're going to take on a home business, that it is something that you can put your heart in, that you really can feel like, hey, I can be dedicated. And again, back to what Rick said, let your yes be yes and your no be no. So that is one of the things that we're doing in this. We talk about the book Think and Grow Rich, which tells you everything merit-based that you can do to be financially free. We talk about, I've talked about the 4-hour work week and being impactful with your time. And we talk about a lot of books. So if you're into books and if you like that, that might be a thing for you anyway. I am going super long. I normally would like to keep this down around 10 minutes or so, but you guys are talking and I just love it. So thank you for interacting here on this live stream, and we will see you again. If you like this kind of content, please do follow, like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon if you're watching this on YouTube, and we will see you again soon. God bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.